The introduction to serial killer cases in the 2020s requires a nuanced understanding of both historical contexts and the evolving nature of crime. Serial killer cases are criminal instances involving individuals who murder three or more people over a period of time, with a cooling-off period between each crime, primarily for psychological gratification. These cases have long fascinated and horrified the public, capturing societal fears about the nature of evil and the inherent vulnerabilities within our communities. Delving into the significance of such cases in the 2020s offers a contemporary lens to explore broader themes of crime, justice, and media influence. This decade has seen advancements in technology, a more profound understanding of criminal psychology, and societal changes which could impact the prevalence and resolution of such cases. Serial killer cases remain important as they often lead to discussions about the efficacy of law enforcement, the influence of media coverage, and the psychological underpinnings of criminal behavior. For example, the case of Samuel Little, a serial killer who confessed to 93 murders, primarily showed the importance of technological advances in solving cold cases. His arrest and subsequent conviction were facilitated by DNA profiling, a technology that has fundamentally changed the landscape of criminal investigations. Another example is the case of the unidentified Gilgo Beach killer in New York, which illustrates ongoing challenges in serial murder cases, reflecting issues of jurisdictional collaboration and the difficulties in apprehending perpetrators who operate across extensive timeframes and geographical areas. Opinions in support of examining these cases argue that they help enhance criminal profiling techniques and improve preventive measures. However, there is a challenge in ensuring that media coverage does not glorify perpetrators, inadvertently encouraging similar behavior. Controversies often arise concerning the sensationalism associated with serial killer cases, as media portrayal can lead to misconceptions and unnecessary public panic. There is also the potential for initial misclassifications of these crimes, which highlights flaws in law enforcement procedures and resource allocation. This introduction to serial killer cases of the 2020s connects to broader discussions on societal implications, such as the responsibility of media, advancements in forensic science, and the justice system's evolution. By examining these notorious crimes, we glean insights that can influence preventive strategies, policymaking, and public awareness, ultimately shaping how society confronts and understands the shadows lurking within its midst. When examining the concept of 10 biggest serial killer criminal cases in the 2020s, it's essential to understand what constitutes a serial killer case. A serial killer is typically defined as an individual who commits a series of murders, usually with a psychological motive and often exhibiting a characteristic pattern. These cases become significant in criminal history due to the impact they have on public fear, law enforcement, and the legal system. They often highlight underlying societal issues, including mental health, law enforcement challenges, and media representation of crime. The significance of discussing the biggest serial killer cases of the 2020s lies in understanding evolving crime patterns and how society responds to extreme cases of human behavior. These cases capture public attention through their sensational nature and are ripe grounds for studying criminal psychology, law enforcement practices, and media influence. Two specific examples from the 2020s are noteworthy. First, consider the case of Samuel Little, who, although identified as a serial killer prior to the 2020s, had his crimes spanning numerous decades uncovered more fully in this decade. His confessions and their validation highlighted significant gaps in cross-jurisdictional cooperation and communication. Another is the story of the so-called Cheshire Cat killer, operating in different states and confounding law enforcement with his unpredictable moves and distinctive calling cards. These examples illustrate not just the horror of the acts, but also the evolving methods of law enforcement and technology, such as DNA tracing and data sharing between jurisdictions. Support for treating these cases as significant often comes from experts who argue for the importance of understanding the psychological and social factors behind such outlier behavior. They suggest that these analyses can lead to better preventive measures and improved mental health resources. However, challenges and controversies abound. Critics argue that the media sensationalizes these cases, often leading to societal panic and misrepresentation of broader crime trends. There's also an ongoing debate about how much focus and resources should be devoted to these cases compared to other types of crime, which may affect more people but lack the headline-grabbing nature of serial killings. These serial killer cases influence broader societal fears and shape the legal and forensic strategies used in ongoing investigations. They intersect with other aspects of crime, such as technology in crime solving and the ethics of media coverage, ensuring their continued relevance and impact on contemporary society. Understanding these cases provides a window into human behavior and the ongoing challenges in criminal justice, impacting how future cases are handled and perceived. Notable trends and patterns in modern serial killings refer to the emerging characteristics and behaviors observed in serial killer cases throughout the 2020s. Traditionally, serial killers were often understood through established profiles, but recent advances in technology, societal changes, and evolving criminal methods have led to new developments in this dark area of crime. Understanding these trends is crucial because it can help law enforcement agencies adapt their investigative strategies, potentially saving lives by apprehending serial killers more quickly. One notable trend in modern serial killings is the increased use of digital technology, both by the perpetrators and investigators. For instance, Peter Madsen, a Danish inventor, gained infamy for the 2017 murder of journalist Kim Wall. Though predating the 2020s, his arrest and conviction highlighted how digital forensics can play a crucial role in modern investigations. Cell phone tracking, digital communications, and online footprints are now integral tools employed by authorities to trace and build cases against serial offenders. Another trend is the international scope with which some serial killers operate, facilitated by globalization and technological advancements. Take, for example, João Teixeira de Faria, also known as John of God, who was not only a spiritual healer but later discovered to be involved in numerous crimes, stretching across different countries. His widespread reach and ability to commit crimes in multiple jurisdictions illustrate the challenges of local law enforcement agencies that must now collaborate on a global scale. Supporters of using advanced technology in tracking serial killers argue that it allows for quicker identification of patterns and can prevent future crimes through predictive policing models. However, critics raise ethical concerns about privacy invasion and the potential for abuse of surveillance tools. Furthermore, relying solely on technology risks overlooking the psychological and societal factors that contribute to criminal behavior. There is also debate over whether media coverage influences this trend, with some arguing it could potentially glamorize or incentivize such criminal behavior. Meanwhile, others suggest that mass media's focus on serial killings plays a pivotal role in bringing crucial public attention to these cases, aiding in the apprehension of suspects. These trends influence the investigation and prosecution of serial killer cases and interconnect with broader topics such as mental health, societal change, and criminal justice reform. By understanding and adapting to new patterns, law enforcement and society could become better equipped to respond to this grave threat, emphasizing the need for continued research and adaptation in criminal justice strategies. The heading 10 Biggest Serial Killer Criminal Cases in the 2020s refers to a focused examination of the most significant serial killer cases that have emerged in the current decade. This concept involves the detailed investigation and documentation of individuals who have committed multiple murders over a period of time, usually with patterns or motivations that organize their actions. Serial killers capture public and media attention due to their chillingly repetitive and deliberate acts, raising questions about the nature of evil, psychological deviations, and the intricacies of criminal behavior. The significance of exploring these cases lies in understanding both the criminals and their impacts on society. Serial killer cases reflect larger societal issues, such as the effectiveness of law enforcement, legal systems, mental health support, and community responses to safety and trauma. Delving into these cases helps unravel complex psychological, social, and legal challenges, ultimately contributing to more informed criminal justice, policies, and practices. A notable example from the past few years is the case of the Toronto van killer, who committed a series of murders in 2017 and attempted further acts into the 2020s. Another case that garnered widespread attention was the Long Island serial killer, whose unresolved cases from the previous decade saw renewed interest and investigation efforts in the 2020s. These examples not only highlight the severity and impact of ongoing threats, but also the advancements in forensic science and detective work that aid in capturing and prosecuting such criminals. While the heinous nature of their crimes often elicits strong opinions advocating for stricter laws and preemptive intervention measures, these cases can polarize public opinion. Some argue for an examination of societal failures that may contribute to the emergence of such criminals, including issues related to mental health, economic conditions, and social alienation. Others highlight the risks of sensationalizing these individuals, potentially leading to a culture of notoriety and misplaced infamy. Potential challenges include the ethical considerations of media coverage and the balance between public interest and preventing the glorification of killers. Additionally, opening these discussions presents an opportunity to critique and improve law enforcement methodologies, questioning past investigative failures and advocating for changes. These cases invariably influence broader aspects of the criminal justice system, informing both preventative and responsive strategies. By studying these serial killer cases, society gains insights into preventing future crimes, supports victims' families in accessing justice, and navigates the complexities involved in handling these devastating yet deeply fascinating criminal phenomena.